Count money, man. Stack riches. Try and told him I'm a beast, bud.
What's up, gang? Welcome back to another episode of the GRINDcast. Get ready. It's a new day. And we're going to talk about connecting with people on the high road, right? So you've all heard the term take the high road in things. I think John Maxwell got a book out now called High Road Leadership. So connecting with people that are already on the high road, people that are already high road leaders, people that are already high level leaders, not just high level leaders in the production, in the money that they make or in the results that they get in specific to a number or a bottom line, but just high level people in general, classy people, people with class, character, success, all those things. Because there's a lot of people that I know that have financial success or short-term levels of bottom line success that I wouldn't necessarily categorize as high road people. And so high road people are people that are winning in all aspects of life or in the majority of aspects of life that, you know, we all fall short. There's no perfect people. And with that in mind, you know, we're talking about people that are on the high road, take the high road, that operate with a certain level of integrity and character while achieving different levels of success. And so, you know, there's books and studies on different levels of vibration and the energy that people give off, you know, and there's all these studies on energy, that we are made up of energy, and that, you know, what things in the environment and the atmosphere, you know, all these things that are controlled by different sources of energy, that you could almost rate and categorize people on what type of frequency that they're operating at. And so we're talking about the high frequency people, the high vibration people. And if you want to connect with those types of people, there's some things that you can and that you should do, and there's some things that you should avoid. And, you know, so I think some of the things that, like, something that we should avoid, that I think I have learned in studying some of these high vibration, high road leaders, is negativity when you're talking negative about other people. So when you're the person that's talking negative about other people, I have learned that high road leaders look at you and it already starts to look at and show flaws, and they start putting guards up and wondering and worrying about having people like that around, because they've probably learned that the person that talks about other people the most, when you get up and leave the table or leave the room, you're probably the one that they're talking about next. And so I think if now there's always things that come up in casual conversation, I get it, but I think the high road, the high vibration people, they avoid, if we want to interact with them, then you got to avoid talking negative as much as you possibly can when opportunity presents itself, even if it's about, you know, other people, even if some of these things are true. Just trying to, you know, it's the old adage of if you don't have anything positive to say, you know, don't say anything at all. And so, of course, there's always exceptions to the rule for that. Other ways that I think you could connect with people that are high vibration is to show levels of gratitude, grateful. I think that there's a shortage of people that show gratitude for people, things, influences that they have in their life that, you know, you could take those things for granted. And so I think it's rare when someone genuinely shows levels of gratitude to people. And so if you want to operate and connect with high road, high level people, high vibration people, showing them a different level of gratitude that you're grateful, I think will go a long way, which I think takes levels of also humility, which is another one, that if you want to operate with people and you want to be around those high level, high road, high vibration people, again, I just can't stress to you enough, it's not just the people that are having a certain level of financial success. I'm talking about just the high road, high vibration people that treat people well, that have good things happening around them, that have a good heart, that operate in a certain level of joy and peace. There's just this aura about them of peace, blessings, joy in a lot of the things that they do, understanding that nothing in life is perfect. If we want to operate with those people, showing gratitude is key, but also a part of gratitude is showing humility. So what are ways that you can show humility, to other people? Man, I go back to the old school of, using your manners, please and thank you, but also taking it up a notch, man. I'm grateful that I was raised and around, my mom used to say I was like the community kid, where it says that it takes a village to raise a child. There was so many people that had to partake in helping to raise me as a kid because my mom worked so much and my grandmother worked. And, I didn't meet my dad till later on, in life. And so dad wasn't really around. And so it just took a community, a team of people. And so what I learned in that is some of those old school people that I was around, they would make younger people say, yes, sir, and yes, ma'am. And so, man, that goes a long way, when you're around people that are, older or in a position of respect or authority, be it a judge or a police officer or, just a position of authority, of having enough humility and respect to not be afraid to operate with, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, to people that are older than you or people in those types of positions. And I think I would rather someone tell me, no, you don't have to say yes, sir, or you don't have to call me ma'am or whatever, than for them to be thinking, I'm calling them Judy or I'm calling them Bob, and really I should be calling them sir or ma'am. I don't stick out. And it really has to come from a place of genuine, that's how you are and that's how you feel and that's who you are. And that's why you got to become it. I talk about you got to become it all the time before you can have it. Really, you just need to be it. Is genuinely feeling in my heart, I want to say yes, sir. I want to say yes, ma'am. It's not to stick out, but yes, you're going to stick out. That if there's 7 other men or 7 other women and you're not afraid to say yes, sir, yes, ma'am, you're going to be the person that stands out. What does that show? That shows respect. It also shows humility. Man, I'm not going to call this dude, almost same age as me, or I'm not going to call this woman ma'am or sir, or whatever. That's ego. And so I think if you could just show humility, and it doesn't have to just happen from that. Other ways you could show humility. I learned that if you walk into a restaurant, the seat at the table that is facing the back of the table that's facing the restaurant, your back is to the wall. If there is a seat that is like such, that seat is for the captain. That seat is for the person possibly taking the bill, or that's the person that you just want to show a certain level of respect for. So I'm walking in and I'm learning. I'm not going to take I'm not going to take that seat. I'm going to say, here, do you want to sit here? I'm going to give them the first option of where to sit versus me just jumping in and taking a specific place at the table. There's even scripture about it. I can't quote the exact thing, but it talks about rather than putting yourself at the table, put yourself lowly and be asked. It's better to be asked to come up here, come up to the table, come up here, than to exalt yourself and just promote yourself at that table. And so just showing levels of humility, let me get you that. Don't be afraid to pick out. Let me get that. Let me fill that drink up for you. Let me get that for you. And it's not from a place of ingenuine kiss ass. It's just a genuine level of humility and respect and gratitude. And so if I'm grateful for you, let me do this for you. Let me serve you. Let me show you my gratitude. Speaking of gratitude and respect, being timely, meaning that if somebody of a certain stature or that is busy, or you're trying to get time with them, if they tell you 7:30, you got to be 7:30. You can't be showing up at 7:40, 7:45, 7:35. You got to be the person that is timely and on time when you're around those people in those certain situations, in those certain environments, and you're for darn sure can't forget. Like, I'm around people in leadership that I'm developing at all different levels. And so oftentimes in the level of growth, you know, from starting out to where ultimately they're going to be in the in-between stage, you know, a lot of times I'll have people that, you know, there's a meeting at 10 o'clock or we have something scheduled and they just won't show up. That level of forgetfulness shows a high level, high vibration person that you're not ready to play at that level most of the time. Because it shows a lack of respect for that person's time. And it goes back to the gratitude. How could you be grateful if I told you next Wednesday at 10 o'clock, there's going to be $1 million waiting for you? If you're on time, would you make it there? So because it wasn't $1 million next Wednesday at 10 o'clock, you forgot. That means you didn't appreciate. Not appreciating is a sign of not having gratitude. And really, if a person is late or they're forgetting about things, to a high level person, it's going to speak. When they say actions speak louder than words, those actions speak of like, yeah, you're not ready for that level yet. And so if you're wanting to operate at that level with people at that level, I would suggest to you to make very good friends with your calendar and organization, and to plug things in. When you're busy and you're dealing with, like if you're dealing with high level people, a lot of times they're going to be busy and they value their time. So if I say next Thursday at 8 o'clock, you better plug it in your schedule on your calendar. I like to do it in my phone. Next Thursday, 8 o'clock with a reminder. And then Wednesday night, I'm always looking at what do I got Thursday. Thursday morning, I'm waking up and I'm always looking at what do I got for that day. So there's no I forgot, I got surprised or anything like that. If that has ever happened, which it has happened to me in the past, and it's not very often, usually I can trace it back to somewhere I slipped up. I didn't wake up early enough. I didn't check the schedule the night before, like I teach people to check the day. If it's Wednesday, I'm checking Thursday and Friday already. Because if you do those things, you're going to avoid those mishaps, those slip-ups. Because when you start operating with high-level people, they're going to book stuff out for you, and it's going to be, hey, next month. It's going to be 2 months from today. It's going to be a month from today because their schedule's so booked they can't see you in the next week or two. So it's going to be, and they're not going to send you a reminder. You got to send yourself a reminder. So those are levels that if you're hearing this and that's you got to step your level up, step your game up, get organized, get everything booked into a schedule and start looking at your schedule every day for the next day. And as soon as you wake up, checking out what do you got going on for that day. When you're around people that you're trying to learn from, those high vibration people, take notes, implement them, and thank people. So if I'm around somebody and I'm trying to learn, I'm taking notes on what they're teaching me. Then I'm implementing what they taught me. Then I'm thanking them for teaching me. And I'm explaining to them what I already implemented. There's a goal. There's a nugget there that I hope, like if you might have missed this one. So I'm telling you, if you're with somebody and you're trying to learn from them, then you're taking notes. And if you're taking notes, then you take those notes back in the best form of flattery for that leader is to go back and implement the stuff that they taught you. So then you implement it, then you come back and thank them for the thing that you implemented from the notes that you took. High level, high road leaders, they go out of their way to help others. They go out of their way to help other people. So are you helping others? Like if you're looking at people in that circle, they're looking to see, are you helpful to other people? Or are you only helping things that support your own cause? High level, high road leaders are looking for loyalty. Show loyalty, because loyalty is what? My consistent friends and followers on here, you know loyalty is what? Rare. Right? Loyalty is rare. We got the shirts, right? And so because loyalty is rare, if you show loyalty to that person, to that mentor, to the person that you're trying to be around their environment, showing true levels of loyalty is going to stand out. That's going to allow you to operate at that level with those people because they'll realize it and recognize it because it's rare. I think another thing that you could do operating at that level is you show ultimate respect to the people that they love and they care for. Whether it's their girlfriend, their mother, their father, their kids, whoever is around that person, that's a high road leader that you're trying to take the high road on, you want to be on that same road with that person. You're in their environment. Show ultimate respect to the people that they love and care about the most. I think supporting their actions and efforts, the things that are important to them, support those things the best that you can. Maybe their kid is running a sell some cookies at school fund or whatever it is. Be the first ones to contribute. They got a nonprofit event for something you're not super interested in. Be the one to show up. Be the one to support. Be the one to do those things when you can. I think that also helps you to travel that road with those level of people. See, how can you add value to those people's lives if there's a way at all? How can you add value? What can you do to add value to their life? Sometimes the only thing you could do to add value to their life, maybe you take the wheel. Hey, I'll drive. I'll drive you just so I can be around you. I'll stop and get the coffee. That's the way I can add the value. That's why it takes the humility, because some ways that you add the value might not be you giving your opinion in a boardroom yet. It might just be you going to get the coffee. Don't take advantage of those high-level people, high-road leaders, as most people do. That's a way that you could set yourself apart traveling on the high road, is just don't take advantage of people. I've always learned that I consider it a true honor when these high-level people, high-road people allow me to be around them in their environment, in their atmosphere, because I know how protective that you got to be around yourself when you reach a certain level. And so I'm so grateful. I'm not going to pull from that person too much and take advantage of them. I know people, first thing they do, as soon as they get around people, they got a little bit of influence. Hey, let me, what can I get off of you? What can I get? What can I get? No, what can you give? They're not used to that. They ain't used to somebody not taking advantage of them, not taking and trying to give. I think high-level, high-road people, they're traveling on that road, and when you're traveling, it's because you're moving forward. And so I think if you want to be in those type of circles, show growth towards something. Show that you're striving, that you're ambitious to grow in something. What are you doing? Something. I don't care if it's bodybuilding, getting in shape, running a nonprofit, building a business, martial arts. What are you growing in? What are you striving for? What are you showing that you have ambition for? Because those high-level people, high-road people usually don't respect the lazy. Avoid being late. Avoid excuses. Avoid talking negative. Avoid letting your ego get in the way and forgetting dates like I mentioned before. Let this be a reminder for you to show gratitude to the good ones that you have in your life. If you got people on that high road that allow you to be in their atmosphere and their environment, let this serve as a reminder for you to show gratitude to those people, show loyalty to those people, and to purposely seek out people that are growing and people that are pushing you. Try to seek out people that you could put in your circle, or you could be in their circle, you could be in their environment, that push you, that stretch you, that make you want to grow, and honor those people and honor their time. And those are some of the things that'll help you to connect when you're taking that highway, when you're taking that road, when you're trying to connect with people on the high road. These are some tips that can help you. If speaking of helping you, if this helped anybody out there, would you do me a favor? Just take maybe 30 seconds out. Share it with a friend, hit the share button, like, share, comment, all that stuff, so we can make a bigger difference in this world on the GRINDcast. So as always, we appreciate you. You could have spent this 20 minutes invested into doing anything, and you chose to be with us here in the GRINDcast studio, and we appreciate that. So thanks for joining us on another episode of the GRINDcast. Get ready. It's a new day.